Welcome everybody to Funeral Nation 208, I
Yes.
believe. I'm Ryan Thogmartin. That is Jeff, the Funeral Commander Harbison, and this is the funeral profession's only weekly news show.
This is it. The only effing show in our business, right?
That's right. If it's not on here, it doesn't happen.
That's it. And you know what? Since the last time we were together, wow, a lot has happened. We
Yeah,
had an election. We have a winner. We have someone else that thinks they're the winner. We haven't. I mean, it's just fun right now to be an American and watch all this. But don't forget, everybody, one way or the other, we're still Americans. That's
that's
all I
right.
want to say on that subject. But we do have a lot to talk about today because there's been some pretty major news in our business. But before we do that, we have the engine that makes it happen up here. And no, it's not my brain power. It's C&J Financial. And I'm telling you what, we're having a great year this year. We're excited about what's to come for 2021. Not sure how it's going to pair out, but either way, we're going to keep on doing our business. So let's run that promo.
We may be the largest insurance assignment company in the funeral profession, but that doesn't mean we've lost touch with our roots. Here in Rainbow City, Alabama, our priorities still come down to a welcoming smile and a handshake that says we keep our promises. With all the tools and technologies that assure blazing fast turnaround, what really matters is much more old school. Personal responsibility, integrity, relationships, and the pride that comes from hearing yet another client say, "You came through for us when it mattered." C&J eliminates the challenges that funeral homes have in processing insurance death claims. If cash flow is vital to your business, welcome home.
So Ryan, we had $1 billion sale since the last time we get together. So have you
Potentially.
retired now? You got a jet? Why don't you come get me so we can get this thing done?
No, I didn't sell. I didn't make $1 billion. Somebody got at least close to $1 billion, maybe a billion. Who knows? Yeah, Tribute Technology, which was created out of Providence Equity Group, which bought 2 years ago around NFDA Salt Lake, I believe.
Yeah.
Front runner, SRS, Fraser Consultants. Matt Fraser has been the acting CEO of Tribute Technology. I don't know. We still don't really know for sure who Tribute Technology is. We know for sure it's SRS, Frontrunner, and Fraser, and Ad Perfect, which was acquired a few months ago. There's rumors of other companies that have been acquired, but not official statements made. So we're unaware fully of who Tribute Technology is. However, their website says that they are involved with or a part of 70% of the funeral homes in the United States use part of their technology. That's a big chunk. Anyways, they were acquired by two different investment firms from Providence Equity. However, it looks like Providence Equity still retains some ownership of Frontrunner, Fraser, and SRS. I don't know. We're trying to get someone on that wants to give us some information and just clarify, what's happening and what's being done.
Yeah. And I don't think either one of us are saying this is a bad thing by any stretch of
No.
the imagination. I think it's wonderful because I don't know of another sale this large in the funeral space that I'm aware of, and certainly there could be. But when you consider that, that's a lot of cash or money that was transferred and put into and looking at our future, which looks bright because obviously these folks who have invested are not investing because the future isn't bright. So that's what I take away the positive news.
Yeah.
The questions remain is who exactly is in this tributes group, what's going to be their future look like. This is a interesting point that came to me because funeral professionals typically or anti-corporate. They're all about family-owned firms and family operations, etc. And it looks like just about all the technology market, or at least claiming 70% of it, is now owned by investor groups all over the world. So
Yeah.
That leaves, I would think, some marketing opportunity for those companies that are not within this umbrella to go back to, hey, bottom line is relationship business. What are your
That's right.
thoughts there?
No, I agree, and I think you're right. I mean, neither one of us saying this is a bad thing. We're not saying it's the greatest thing ever either. I think that there's value. For me, the positives are that there's some outside money coming into the profession, which is new.
Mhm.
And if we can create better technology to serve funeral homes, I think that's a good thing across the board. I think what we've learned through COVID is that we have to step up our innovation on the technology side to better serve the consumer because they're already there. So I think that's good. Is there an opportunity for brands that are not part of this that are still independent? 100%. Like, it's time to really double down on building those relationships because it is a relationship driven business out here, and we like to do business with people that we know. That's not, we're not projecting that, we're not foreshadowing. That's a fact in this profession. And there's some great opportunities that still exist for these brands that are still functioning independent, family owned, to really step up and showcase what they can do. It's also forcing those brands to innovate a little bit. I mean, we've got brands that have been doing the same thing for the last 20 years and really haven't done anything new and have gotten by with it. Now we're kind of forcing and for more innovation, and it's creating more competition, which I don't think is a bad thing either. So, I mean, it's good to see things moving in the profession. Let's say that. Let's say, like, the positives of this is that things are moving and we're having to innovate and we have to think and we have to do things differently, which benefits the entire profession when we do that.
That's right. That's called growth. We're growing as an industry. How about that? Who knew? Speaking of growth and some talks, I'm going to shift gears. And you had a really nice post today. Patricia does a wonderful job there, Patricia Hartley, and discussing the FTC and NFDA with the funeral rule. That one of the interesting things I find about it is, and I'm going to defer this to you, is that the amount of shoppers that are
Yeah.
statistically not looking at a lot of funeral homes.
Yeah, it's funny. So since 19, I think it said 81, when FTC found that, or NFDA found that 7.2% of people shopped more than one funeral home, and in their latest consumer survey, that's only increased to 9.6, so a 2.4% increase in the number of people price shopping. So we spend a great deal of time in this profession talking about price shoppers and having conferences about how to handle price shoppers and what to say to price shoppers and price shoppers. Less than 10% of people are actually price shopping a funeral home. What if we took some of that attention and we put it on actually building relationships with the people in your community and connecting with them and telling them why you're different and showing them why you're different and engaging with them on a reoccurring basis? How revolutionary would that be if we actually focused on the 90.4% of people that are not price shopping and put all of that attention on building relationships with them? What would happen? What
I
would
don't know. I
happen?
guess if you got bigger yellow pages ads where you had the whole page, y- that could change everything. You know,
It's game changer, man. Game
game
changer.
changer. And yes, I'm being facetious here today. Um, Here's something that came out of that as well, because I'm reading basically what you guys have posted on your site. But there's always a question of, when do we give out the general price list, right? It's pretty unequivocal. That means clear, for my friends out there that uh, don't use in big words like that. That upon the beginning of discussion of prices, overall types of disposition of service, or specific goods offered. So you can always give condolences, but pretty much anything after that's going to be funeral related, right?
Hmm.
So in order to keep yourself clear, it should be at the very onset. So that's a compliance issue I don't think will change. It's going to be interesting when we have a new administration? If we do, what changes there from a funeral consumer or a consumer standpoint anyhow? But the
Yeah.
bottom
Yeah.
line is, I'm with you. It's the FTC rule. We saw some comments where people said, "Oh, it just made prices go up, etc." Well, that didn't make prices go up. The economy did, and guess what?
That's
So's the
right.
way that you have to run your business. So we'll just leave that one at it. But I think that's going to be something to follow for 2021. That we'll see maybe some changes there. And finally, in
For
big
sure.
news, Parklawn and our friends at PlotBox. That's interesting news. Again, we're not making it; we're just reporting it.
It's dicey. It's dicey, and I don't know how much we can say because I don't know how much we know is factual, right? I mean, I think that anytime how do I want I think that anytime a higher up leaves a company and goes somewhere where there's a competing product, you're obviously going to assume that there's had to be some sort of information shared around that.
Right.
And I, there's a reason that you would seek out that type of hire. So I mean, I don't really know, but it, geez, it's dicey. But I mean, it's
Yeah.
not the first
I
time
mean,
anything like that's happened.
no. I've experienced it myself with some of our friends here in the funeral industry, stealing trade secrets. But anyway, the bottom line is interesting news we have going on right now. It's not just enough to be dealing with our political races and what's going to fall where it may be there. The funeral business now we're kind of ramping up on having a little controversy and some stuff going on too. So it's always
Yeah,
a good thing.
and a quiet news year too. I mean, I get asked all the time, especially without conferences happening this year. What's new? What's new? What's new? What's happening? Where's the movement? And it's been a fairly quiet year until this week. Kaboom! Here it all comes, which makes sense because it was timely with when NFDA would have been happening in person, and that's usually a big news. You know, for some reason, this profession we still save every new innovation and every new launch and every new product for either ICCFA or NFDA. We don't do it in the 6 months in between. There's 6 days out of the year where we do new things in the profession for some freaking reason. But
Well, we have
I
to
don't
load
know.
that station wagon and head west. It's the new stuff that are coming out. We got these
That's
new
right.
buggy whips coming out here. But anyway, brother, looks like it's time for us to close up this 208. We are going to make a real concerted effort to have someone on here to give us some information about Tribute Technologies. I think that our relationships should be leveraged there, and
Mhm.
people want to know. So, come on here and let us know what's going on out there.
I love it. It's all conversation. It's all positive. No gotcha. It's just
No, I don't think we had any gotchas. The only gotchas we had were people who got themselves. We have to start that back up. With your uh, anyway.
celebrity crush and all
Celebrity
that stuff.
crush
Yeah.
was. There's two that come to mind I still can't get over with, and it's damaged me today. I can't put out of my head, but we'll just move on from there. So, buddy, I guess we'll get this posted this week, and
Yes, we
we'll
will.
be into next week. We also are going to have an earnings report come out in a couple of weeks from all the corporates, public companies in the funeral space. So we'll have Tom back with us to kind of sort through those, so we
That's
understand
right.
how it's going. So until then, everybody, y'all have a great week. Keep doing what you're doing, and thank you for what you're doing out there. We're effing
That's right.
behind you.
We are 100%. Comment below. Let's have some conversation if you got thoughts. And just as things get crazier with this pandemic, again, thank you to all those last responders that are doing their part and serving families in a very different and unprecedented time. And it's really kind of uncharted waters in a sense. So kudos to all of you.
Yeah, we don't know what's around the corner. Just keep doing a
That's
good
right.
job. Keep your head up, nose down, let's roll.
Unpredictable. All right. Until next time, have a great effing week.
Out here.